For the sake of a family alliance, the woman married her future brother-in-law, a man she had only met once. The man was handsome and composed, a perfect partner. But the woman never dreamed that such an old-fashioned story, an older sister running away, and the younger sister marrying in her place, would actually happen to her. Fortunately, the woman was easily content, so this kind of marriage didn't affect her daily life. She still went back and forth between hospital rooms and operating theaters every day, racing against time to save lives, hardly resting in between. When she finally finished her work and returned to her office to rest, she received a message from her new husband, asking what time she got off work. He wanted to pick her up to go visit her mother together. Only then did the woman realize today was the day they were supposed to visit her family. After their wedding, her husband had gone on a business trip and had been away for 3 days. As newlyweds, they had barely spoken, less than she spoke to her friends. But that didn't stop the man from picking her up right on time. He had not only bought a gift in advance, but also thoughtfully told her to get some rest on the way. Looking at his handsome side profile, the woman still couldn't believe she had married this man, a king standing at the very top of society. If her sister hadn't run away, she would never have had the chance to even get close to him, let alone marry him. Yet this king was not arrogant like other wealthy heirs. He was respectful and polite when facing her parents. He was almost too perfect. Her mother, worried that her daughter might be wronged, quietly asked her how the two of them were getting along. The woman understood her mother's concern, so she smiled and said everything was great, and the man truly was great. When her father brought up the idea of hosting a wedding ceremony, he showed the woman the utmost respect, saying everything should be arranged according to her preferences. After dropping his wife off at home, the man told her he had something to handle at work and needed to go back. The woman then realized he had taken time out of his busy schedule just to accompany her to visit her family. Her affection for him soared, but that warm feeling didn't last long. Her best friend brought shocking news. The man's business trip was actually to meet his lover. Hearing this, the woman was shocked. But regardless of whether it was true or not, there were interests of 2 families tied behind it. So, when the man had just returned home, the woman said she wanted to talk to him. The man gave her 15 minutes. The woman didn't waste time. She said the man could have a lover, as long as it didn't affect the cooperation between the families. She wouldn't interfere. She could even help cover for him, because they both needed a stable marriage, even if it was just for show. But the man thought this rumor was ridiculous. Although he didn't care what others said, for the sake of family harmony, he felt it was necessary to clarify some things. He said he didn't have a so-called lover. He had only gone on 2 blind dates in the past under his parents' request, and aside from that, had no romantic history. Not before marriage, and not after either, because he was a traditional person. Since they were married, he would be responsible for her, and responsible for the marriage. Then, the man took out a velvet box, got down on one knee, and placed a ring on the woman's finger. Right after, the man made a promise. The woman would be his one and only. So he hoped they could have a normal, healthy marriage. That meant doing everything a married couple would do, including marital obligations. When the woman decided to marry, she had considered things like this, but imagination and reality are 2 different things, so she wasn't sure what to do. As she anxiously searched her mind for an answer, the man reminded her it was time to sleep. The woman gritted her teeth and lay down, but then the man said, "It's late. Go to bed early," and turned off the light. The woman suddenly realized she had overthought again. However, through this honest conversation, their relationship quietly began to change. As night fell, the woman finally finished a long day of work. Her whole body ached, and she didn't want to move at all. Just then, the man sent her a message, but this time, there was a hint of sweetness. He knew she was done with work, and said he was coming to pick her up. The woman replied that she could drive herself home, but the man insisted. Perhaps this was what he meant by a normal, healthy marriage, a commitment that once made would last a lifetime, a life like any ordinary couple. After picking her up, the man didn't start the car immediately. Instead, he leaned toward her with a suggestive posture. In the moment their eyes met, she thought he was going to do something to her, but the man only helped her fasten her seatbelt. She had overthought again, but what she didn't know was the man had already started to fall for her.